Today we're gonna do a little twist on a harvest roll cake, a pumpkin spice cake. It's a Kaddu masala cake, which simply means pumpkin spice, Afghan style. Let's make it. Flour, cinnamon, cardamom, salt, baking powder. Now, we have this thing in Afghanistan. It's called char masala. This is not char masala because char means four spices. And because we're just using like 3, it's like 3/4 masala. So we probably don't even need to use that joke because it doesn't really make sense. We're gonna sift this, the flour mixture and the spices, the salt and the baking powder to make sure that our mixture doesn't have any lumps at all. Some things I forgot to mention. Number 1, before you start even doing this, turn on your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, we are American. We only know Fahrenheit, whatever that is Celsius. I think like 195, roughly, Celsius. Check my math. Then I have a jelly roll size pan here, okay? It is 10 by 15, okay? So it's smaller than the bigger sheet pans that you use to like bake your things in the oven to roast things. And I put a piece of parchment paper on here and I made sure to get it right into the corners, okay? Get it into the corners, right? And then I just threw a little bit of oil on it just to make sure it doesn't stick, okay? So get both of these things ready. Pull out your KitchenAid. You can use a hand mixer if you want. I have a KitchenAid, so I'm gonna use this. And here we have 4 room temperature eggs. One of the ways to make sure your eggs come to room temperature if you forgot to take them out earlier in the day is to put them in some hot water. Take a bowl, put your eggs in, fill it with hot water. In like 20 minutes, you'll be all set. By the time you turn your oven on, get your parchment paper ready, get all your ingredients out, khalas, you'll be all set, okay? We have to let this go until the yolks get foamy, okay? So, stand here, watch it, wait until it gets foamy, and when it gets foamy, then we're gonna sprinkle the sugar on top of it. Now we're gonna turn it back on and we're gonna sprinkle the sugar over it, okay? And we're gonna let that go for about 5 minutes. No joke, 5 minutes. The recipe is, just for a jelly roll cake, is for anywhere between 3 and 8 minutes. So we're gonna set our timer for 5 minutes and come back and take a look, okay? Now you can see how light and creamy it looks, how it's almost tripled in volume. And when I stop it, I'm gonna show you what to look for so you'll know it's done. See how it falls into ribbons? Look at that. It just falls into beautiful ribbons into the batter. That's what we want to look for. Okay, that is perfect, but what we're going to do, because this is Kaddu masala, we're going to add some saffron that's been steeped in hot water. And since this is the leavening of our cake, we don't want to use the beater or anything else when we add the flour. Over the top. And remember, we sifted it, and the sifting is what's going to make sure that there are no big pockets of flour or lumps of flour, okay? You don't want to overmix this. Maybe just 20 turns. If you can do less than 20, that's great. If you can't, now we're gonna put it in the oven and we'll check on it in 12 minutes. So I'm about to pull the cake out of the oven. I checked it at 12 minutes. I put it in for another 3 minutes. I have here a clean dishcloth. It is not a terry dishcloth. There's no terry on it. It should not be one that has the little nodules or the stuff that can come off in your hand. Anyway, I have confectioner sugar. I'm gonna sprinkle this confectioner sugar all over this so that it doesn't stick to the towel when I roll it up. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now I'm going to take a pizza cutter and I'm just going to cut these ends off. Friends, this is not the Great British Baking Channel. Sugar to the top. And now we're gonna roll it, okay? We're gonna roll it while it's still warm. We're gonna put it on a wire rack until it cools. This filling of the jelly roll is super easy. It is just basically a cream cheese icing flavored with pumpkin. Friends, you want to use this. This is canned pumpkin. It's not pumpkin pie filling. It is canned pumpkin. I bought this from Aldi. It was super cheap. You open the can and it looks like this. What you're not going to use is this. So just use this. We have here some cream cheese. It's already at room temperature, and I'm going to add this into my stand mixer. That's a half a cup of pumpkin, half a cup of pumpkin, a half a cup of confectioner's sugar, and I'm going to put it in my little sifter, which is actually my chai sifter. All right, we're going to start with that quarter of a cup. We're going to start the mixing. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm going to just taste a little bit of it just to see how much sugar I want to add. Now you can make this as sweet or not sweet as you want. It needs a lot more sugar. And I'm going to add some more pumpkin. Now I started with a half a cup of pumpkin. I don't get enough of the pumpkin taste. It's not sweet enough. So I'm going to add another quarter cup of sugar. So I only added half a cup of confectioner's sugar to this, and a lot of American and European desserts are very, very sweet. Afghan desserts are never that sweet. If you want this filling sweeter, feel free to add a little bit more sugar to it. Taste it, see if it's okay for you. For me, this is perfect. It has the perfect amount of pumpkin flavor that's highlighted by the salt. You can tell there's a little bit of the tang from the cream cheese. It's just sweet. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not savory like a savory pumpkin dish, but it's not like a sweet pumpkin dish either. It's just on the, just one little tiny step over the line. We're just gonna wait for our cake to cool, and then we're gonna put it all together. My cake is completely cooled. There is my filling. Now we are going to unroll. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I have an offset spatula here. Make sure we get a nice even coverage. Roll it right back up. I have some powdered sugar mixed with some hail with cardamom, and sprinkle this on top and all over the plate. This is not rolled the way a traditional jelly roll cake is rolled. A jelly roll cake is usually rolled from the shorter end, and you have a lot more rolls. This is called a harvest roll, pumpkin roll. You know, it's a little bit different. So it's rolled from the longer end, and it doesn't have as much roll. If you like this video and you are a subscriber, I thank you so much. I appreciate you. But what you could do is you could click that notification bell so you'll know every time I have a new video. Hit the like button, leave a comment. If you're not a subscriber, why not? You should subscribe. Until next time.